On my father's birthday, I flew back home to surprise him with premium seats to the match he never stopped talking about. He stared at the envelope like it was garbage and said, "Trying to buy your way out of being a damn absent stranger." My uncle cackled in my face. "Look who decided to show up, the runaway letdown." My sister just exhaled, "Don't turn this into your drama." And Dad stormed off, saying, "You were gone to me long before you left." I just muttered happy birthday, left a small box by the hearth, and walked out. The next morning, my cousin called, voice trembling. He's barricaded himself in the garage. He found it, and he's screaming your name nonstop. He says he'll torch everything if you don't come back. Finally, he realized what I'd done. So I don't know if anyone relates, but since I moved out 4 years ago, my family's whole dynamic has been off. Not that it was ever perfect. I get these half-hearted texts from my sister like, "You still breathing?" And Dad, if he bothers to say anything, it's just some snarky meme about entitled kids or how nobody visits anymore. Uncle Bari's just a washed-up joker who camps in the basement and thinks he's clever. Whatever. I'm not claiming to be flawless, but I'm not the monster they make me out to be either. Anyway, Dad's birthday was approaching, and I thought I'd try something nice. Not to score points, just because why not? He's always griping about how nobody in the family cares about sports but me. Yet if you try to talk about it, he treats you like a moron. Typical. So about a month ago, I bought these front-row tickets for the game he's obsessed with, the one he says he can't afford. Man, they cost more than my rent, and I had to sell my old guitar to cover them. But I figured it'd be worth it for a few hours of him acting human. I triple-checked the date because last year he lost it when someone got it wrong. So I fly in the day before, keep it secret, just text my cousin Aria to make sure someone's home. She's the only one who doesn't treat me like I'm invisible. She says to just walk in. Doors always unlocked, which is crazy, but that's this town for you. I get there, suitcase in one hand, envelope in the other. It's already awkward. Nobody even glances up when I walk in. Dad slouched in his armchair, glued to his phone, watching some game recap. Uncle Bari's in the kitchen, scarfing down deli meat straight from the package. My sister Jenna's sprawled on the couch, scrolling through TikTok. She doesn't even say hello. I stand there holding the envelope, feeling like a total fool. After a moment, I say, "Hey, happy birthday," and hand Dad the envelope. He barely looks at me, just pokes at it like it's contaminated. Then he tears it open, sees the tickets, and makes this face like he's bitten into something sour. He snaps, "What, you think you can buy your way out of being a damn stranger?" loud enough for everyone to hear. I'm just standing there, not even sure how to react. Uncle Bari laughs like, "Well, look who's back, the prodigal failure." I swear he's been saving that line all year. Jenna sighs, doesn't lift her eyes from her phone, just says, "Stop making this about you, Ethan." Like, really? I'm literally just standing here with a birthday card and tickets. Sure, guess it's all about me now. So Dad gets up, shoves the envelope back at me, and says I was dead to him long before I moved out. Then he storms down the hall, slams the bedroom door. Everyone acts like it's nothing. Bari goes back to his deli meat. Jenna starts texting someone, probably about how pathetic I am. I just laugh because what else can you do? I set the envelope on the coffee table. Then I pull out this small box I brought. I won't say what's in it yet, but it's something I kept from when I left. Nothing illegal, just personal. I place it on the mantle, right where everyone can see, and say happy birthday again, because why not? Nobody reacts. Nobody moves. I grab my bag and leave. I hear Bari mutter something about me finally getting the message. Jenna doesn't look up. The door jams a bit, so I shove it harder than I mean to, and it slams shut. I stand outside for a second, breathing in this weird mix of fried food and damp grass, thinking, why did I even try? I know why, I guess, but still. I crash at the rundown motel by the highway. Order takeout, try to sleep, barely manage. I keep checking my phone, half expecting a text, but it's dead quiet. Around 8 a.m., my phone starts going crazy. Missed calls from Aria, which is odd because she never calls. I pick up and she's freaking out. Says Dad's locked himself in the garage, yelling my name, and he found what was in the box. He's not coherent, saying he'll burn everything if I don't come back. I can hear him shouting in the background. I'm just sitting there, still in yesterday's clothes, staring at the motel wall. No clue what he's going to do next, but for once I'm not just going to take it. It's his move now. Update 1 all right, here I am again. Didn't sleep last night, just scrolled my phone and picked at some cold pizza. You ever have that day where you know the next 24 hours are going to be chaos, but you can't stop it? That was me, waking up to like 20 missed calls from Aria, a few texts from Jenna saying, "What did you do and fix it?" and even a missed FaceTime from Uncle Bari. which is so bizarre it's almost funny. First thing I hear when I answer Arya is her voice all shaky. She says she's been up since dawn. Dad's locked himself in the garage, screaming my name like I stole his life or something. She says he's losing it over the box I left on the mantel. At first, she tries to downplay it, like it's just one of his tantrums, but then she admits he threatened to burn everything if I don't fix it. I ask what that even means, and she goes quiet, then says the others are blaming her for letting me in the house. Like, sure, Arya's the reason your birthday imploded, not the guy who can't talk to his kids for 5 minutes without losing it. Jenna texts me, "You need to fix this. Mom's a mess. Dad's threatening to sell the house. Do something." I almost laugh. Like, what am I supposed to do, go back and get yelled at again? She follows up with, "You caused this, you deal with it, then nothing." I scroll through the family group chat and it's a disaster. Jenna's spamming in all caps. Uncle Bari's sending voice memos I don't bother listening to. Mom's writing novels about how I always make everything about myself, and Arya's barely saying a word. Since people keep asking, I'll just say what was in the box. It was a stack of old letters from Mom to Dad, from when they were apart for a few months when we were kids, plus a photo of me and Dad at his favorite game, and a printout of the last 3 mortgage payments I made, not him, with a note that said, "Since you wanted proof, I give a damn." I didn't leave it to start drama, I just thought maybe if he saw it all, he'd get it. Doesn't matter because now he's acting like I planted a bomb. Man, I'm more angry than anything. Dad treats me like this because, long story short, he thinks I ditched them when I left town. He's always been the guy who needs to be needed, but only his way. If I show up, I'm attention-seeking. If I don't, I'm a selfish jerk. He wanted me to stay close, live his life, be the perfect son. When I left, he took it personally. Ever since, every time I try to do something decent, he twists it into me trying to buy forgiveness or act superior. Uncle Bari just fuels it because he's always been jealous I got out. Jenna plays both sides. Mom's just exhausted. I sit in the motel watching the group chat explode. At one point, Bari sends a dramatic selfie from the garage door like, "Here's your masterpiece, Ethan." I ignore it. Then out of nowhere, I get a call from a random number. It's Dad's buddy from the bar, Brenda. She's like, "What did you do to your father? He's threatening to call the bank." I say nothing and hang up. I decide I'm done being the nice guy. I text Jenna, "If Dad wants to sell the house, let him, but he won't like how it plays out." She sends back a string of question marks, then silence. I check my bank app and see the mortgage auto payments are still set for next week. I cancel them. Not out of spite, just because I'm done paying for a place I'm not welcome in. I know this is going to start something, but I don't care anymore. If he wants to handle it, he can. Arya texts again, says Dad's tearing apart the garage, yelling about how I'm ruining his life, and Mom's locked herself in the bathroom. Apparently, Bari tried to open the garage door and Dad pushed him. Now Bari's outside yelling too. Jenna's posting about it on her private Instagram, ranting about toxic families and people who can't move on. I scroll past it. I get a DM from some distant cousin on Mom's side asking if I'm okay. I just say, "Yeah, I'm fine." He replies, "You sure?" I leave it on read. He doesn't know the half of it. Nobody does. By late afternoon, I'm just numb. I go for a walk, grab a coffee, run into some guy from high school who acts like we're buddies for 5 minutes, then bails. I see Bari's truck drive by. He doesn't notice me. I check my phone. 3 missed calls from home, a voicemail from Mom that's just her sobbing, and a text from Jenna saying Dad's threatening to call a lawyer now. Happy? I reply, "I'm not paying for the house anymore." She doesn't respond. I think about blocking the whole family, but that feels too simple. I want them to sit with this, not because I'm cruel, but because I'm done letting them walk all over me. They want to paint me as the bad guy? Fine. I'll play along. I'll make sure it costs them too. So now I'm just waiting. I know Dad's next move will be big because he always has to come out on top, but I've got more leverage than they realize. If they want to fight, they'll get one. Next time I post, I'll let you know how it goes. Man, I'm kind of looking forward to it. Update 2, I knew it was going to get ugly, but not this wild. If you told me a week ago Dad would be threatening to burn the house down over some letters and a bank statement, I'd have laughed. But here we are, and it's almost comical how fast they went from ignoring me to acting like I'm holding all the power. Which, to be honest, I kind of am. They spent years treating me like I was just a ghost with a credit card. So a quick update for the people messaging me and the few who actually get why I'm so fed up. After I canceled the mortgage payments, everything spiraled. Not immediately, but quick. At first, it was just texts from Jenna saying Mom's not eating and Dad won't leave the garage except to yell at everyone. Then Bari calls, and for once he's not just messing around. He's actually pissed. He says I put the whole family in a mess, and if the bank comes knocking, it's my fault. I tell him I'm not their personal bank, and he hangs up. Then the group chat goes wild. Dad's texting in all caps, threatening to sell my old stuff in the attic. Jenna says she'll cut me off if I don't fix this, like that's a real threat. Mom sends a long message about how she trusted me to be responsible and how I should think about the family, not my pride. I let it all sit. I'm not rushing to respond. I want them to feel the pressure. I start getting calls from random numbers, old neighbors, some guy who used to fix our fence, even Arya's boyfriend. Most of them are like, "What's happening? Your dad's losing his mind." I say nothing. Let them deal with him for once. Arya texts quietly, says she's sorry for pulling me into this, but she's exhausted too. Says Jenna slapped her when she tried to stop Mom from pounding on the garage door. Then Jenna stormed out, slammed the front door so hard it rattled the windows. The thing is, Dad's not stupid. He knows how to get under people's skin. He's not freaking out over the money. He's freaking out because I took away his favorite thing, control. For years, he could ignore me, talk trash, and still get what he wanted. Now he's the one who has to call the bank, deal with the lawyer, explain why the bills are late. I'm not stepping in to clean it up. Not anymore. Jenna keeps texting, saying if I don't apologize and fix this, she'll tell the extended family I'm trying to kick Mom out. I reply, tell her to check the deed. I know what's on it. Dad added my name to the house when he refinanced a few years back, before he decided I was the enemy. He thought it would tie me down, make me feel obligated, but now it just means he can't make big moves without my signature. I don't spell it out, but I hint at it. She goes quiet for a bit. A couple hours later, I get a call from a lawyer's office in town. Not Dad's lawyer, just some local guy. They ask if I'm aware of the mortgage situation. I say, yeah, I'm not paying anymore. It's their problem now. The guy tries to sound all official, but he's got no leverage. I tell him if they want to sell, fine, let's do it properly. He says he'll get back to me. I spend the next day ignoring the group chat. I go for a walk, grab some groceries, sit outside scrolling random stuff. I get a coffee and see a post on Jenna's private Instagram. Something about certain people only caring about money and family meaning nothing to some. I block her. I'm not dealing with her nonsense on top of everything. Bari tries one last time to get me to back down. This time he's not yelling, just acting all calm, saying Dad's old-fashioned and doesn't get how things work now. Says if I just come over and talk, maybe we can all chill. I say no, not unless they're ready to talk like adults. He hangs up. Then Arya texts. Says Dad's now threatening to call the cops if I step on the property. I actually laugh. He's the one who wanted me gone, now he's flipping it. I tell Arya to stay out of it, she doesn't need this mess. She says she's crashing with a friend for a few days, can't handle the yelling. By the next morning, I check the group chat again. Dad sent a blurry selfie from the garage, holding up the box I left, ranting about betrayal in all caps. Mom says she's calling her sister for help. Jenna's gone silent. Bari says if I don't step up, he'll go public. I don't even know what he thinks that means. A social media rant? Go ahead, man, so here's the deal. I'm not done. The mortgage payments were just the start. I've got all the paperwork ready to force Dad's hand. Either refinance the house in his name alone, good luck, his credit's shot, or sell it. If he tries any more stunts, I can get my own lawyer. I already talked to one last week, just in case, but I don't need to do anything shady. Just play by the rules. Make their lives as inconvenient as they made mine. This isn't about the money, not really. It's about making them feel what it's like to have no control, to have someone else call the shots. I'm not playing peacemaker anymore. I'm not their bank. I'm not the prodigal failure they can guilt trip, mock, and then hit up for cash. If Dad wants to keep screaming in the garage, let him. Let the neighbors hear. Let the whole town hear. I'm not hiding. I'm not backing down. My next move's coming, and I've got a week to make them really feel it. Stay tuned. Final update, it's been a week since that chaotic birthday. I figured things might calm down, that they'd just spam me with hate messages for a couple days and then go quiet. I was wrong. If anything, it got crazier. Guess that's what happens when the family scapegoat finally says, nope, I'm done taking it. Things got weird fast. Bari parked his truck outside my motel and just sat there for like 30 minutes. Didn't get out, just scrolled his phone and stared at the door. Jenna started blowing up my phone again, but this time it was voice notes, not texts. She sounded drained, not mad, just desperate. I played one and she's like, you can't do this to Mom. She's not sleeping. Dad's not paying the bills. You're making everything worse. I didn't reply. They never cared when I was losing sleep over their drama. The group chat is a mess of all caps and guilt trips with Dad trying to outdo himself. He's sending these long rants about how I betrayed the family, how I'll regret it. Then he switches and says I was never family anyway. I stopped reading most of it. Arya's just lurking. I can tell she's on my side, but she's keeping it low-key. She sent me a meme about cutting ties and I just liked it. So here's what happened. I gave them a week to see if anyone would actually talk like a normal person. Nope. Just more threats, more guilt, more of the same. Typical. So on the 7th day, I set up a call with the bank and a lawyer. I sent an email to the family group with all the paperwork attached, mortgage statements, deed copies, everything Dad tried to keep secret. I wrote, if you want to sell the house, I'll sign, but I'm not paying another dime. If you want to refinance, handle it yourself. If not, the bank can take it. Your call, no response for 2 hours. Then my phone goes nuts. Barry calls first, and this time he's not acting tough. He's pleading. Says if I do this, Dad's reputation is done. Mom will fall apart. Jenna will never speak to me again. I tell him that's not my problem. He starts shouting. I hang up. Then Jenna shows up at the motel. She bangs on the door like she's going to break it down. I open it. She shoves past me, starts yelling about how I'm destroying the family. I ask if she's ever thought about what it's like to be the one nobody listens to. She slaps me. I just stare at her. She storms out, slams the door so hard the wall shakes. She texts later, says she hopes I'm happy now. I don't respond. Later, Arya texts from her friend's place, says Dad's been yelling at the lawyer all day. Mom's getting migraines. Barry tried to get into the garage and Dad pushed him again. Arya says she's done. She's not going home for a while. I tell her I understand. By night, I'm getting calls from people I haven't spoken to in years. Some guy says he heard from Barry that I'm ruining the family legacy. I just mute the call. So here's the real move. I listed the house for sale, not a bluff, not a threat, just a straight-up listing with a local agent. I copied the family on the email so they'd all see it. If Dad wants to keep his castle, he can buy me out. If not, it's gone. I'm not dragging this out. I'm not their bank. I'm not the family's punching bag anymore. The fallout is insane. The group chat is silent for hours. Then suddenly it's all Jenna in all caps, calling me evil. Selfish, saying I'll regret this. Mom tries to call, I let it go to voicemail. I get one last text from Dad, you were never my son. I block his number. Then at midnight, Arya messages me. She's like, where are you? They're losing it, please call. I just read it and tossed my phone on the bed. I'm not going back. I've got my own place lined up, moving tomorrow. I left the keys with the agent. If they want to talk, they can do it through the bank or a lawyer. Some people might say I went too far, but honestly, it's not about revenge anymore. It's about not letting them control the narrative. They wanted to act like I was dead to them, so I gave them what they wanted. Now they get to live with it. For the first time, I actually feel like I can breathe. So yeah, that's it, I guess. Not a happy ending, not a sad one, just done.